how's that feeling of being part of SuperSport, the fighting for relegation?
I don't think anyone wants to be in that, because you can't even go to the garage and put petrol, you know, because people are asking you, and you can just imagine me calling petrol if I'm going to the shopping center. Hey, what's happening with SuperSport? It becomes so difficult now. So can the man and can so fight against yourself. Like, where is the problem?
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the All Rounders Podcast. We're back with a banger and another banger. We're like Scott's Mapuma. We like our own talent, and you can't tell us anything. Nons, how are you?
I'm good, buddy.
Hey, you alright?
Yeah. I'm happy, but I'm looking forward to it.
You're not cold, right?
Huh?
Are you not cold?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
See, warm-blooded, some of us.
Why does it make you warm-blooded?
Yeah?
What makes you warm-blooded?
What makes me what makes one warm-blooded?
I don't know.
Indonesia.
The fact that you're just a mammal. What else?
Reptiles,
They're not mammals.
So Indonesia warm-blooded and cold-blooded.
Okay, I'm happy that you are warm. Nods, our next guest is so fantastic, and one of the best goalkeepers in this country. He's played for teams like Bidvest Wits. He's gone to SuperSport United, Mamelodi Sundowns, born in Chesterville, Durban.
In Natal.
How Zulu yasabeka. One of Bafana Bafana's goalkeepers went to the AFCON, a bronze medal winner with Bafana Bafana at the recent Africa Cup of Nations. His name is Ricardo Stewart Goss. Actually, Stewart Ricardo Goss. Is it?
Yeah, it's actually Stuart Ricardo Goss. Yeah.
Why is it Ricardo and not Stewart?
So nice that you have to have two names, eh?
It's the Stuart name. It's one for the school books. The Ricardo's one for the football. So yeah.
What's happening, Ricardo? You well? Thank you for availing time for us. I know it's a busy time, crunch time in the league now, trying to avoid certain things. How are you?
No, I'm alright. Obviously, I'm happy after the 3 points, and thanks for having me, guys, today.
Let's start off in Chesterville. As far as I know, Chesterville, it's like any other predominantly black community. It comes with its challenges. It's in between Westville and Katomena, actually, which is very, very, very difficult to try and navigate when you're growing up in Chesterville. What was it like for Ricardo Goss growing up in Chesterville?
Shucks, I think I was colored in the wrong end, eh? I think we were the only colored family there.
Really?
I don't know how we ended up there, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I grew up there. Obviously, I had to know the language.
Yes.
I was young. I think I got there when I was 2 or 3.
I was shy.
My brother was
shy.
How?
Just came out.
Yeah, no, obvious. Ilanguage Chesterville, and being adapt to language. Well, I was like 2. So obviously at that time, being king, because I was no cool I think. But and then because I even know some of the vernacular other languages
our digital person is Zulu, so she's
Zulu and yellow.
She's very fascinated that you can speak fluently.
Yeah, I try to hide that sometimes. But it's something up my sleeve. Some of the chores I can also
you can adapt.
I can, but I always try to hide it and
why?
Surprise people. Yeah. Because I remember the first time I got to Joburg, actually was for the junior national team, I think under 23.
Yes.
So they fetched me from the airport, and the guy was speaking Zulu.
Yeah.
Like saying, "Who's this? I don't know who's." It just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, you know. So I'd forgotten about it, and then in the training session, I just automatically went to the Zulu tone because in the field, I try to speak, you know, every language. Like obviously, if he's colored, I'll speak English or Afrikaans, you know.
Yeah.
So that guy was a kid man, and he actually heard me behind. He's like, "Soccer, let's cut yeah.
No, that's fascinating. So, life in Chesterville, how was it?
I didn't come from a really poor family, like, you know, it's a cliche amongst a lot of people that I was poor. It was decent.
Yeah.
We could afford, but it's not like rich, you know. Chesterville is, we sort of made ends meet in a way. And I think grew up with my, obviously, 2 brothers and my mother.
Yeah.
Absent father. Never really met him.
Really?
Yeah, but my other brothers met him because I think I was young at that time. We actually moved from Sydenham to Chesterville.
Yes.
So I think my mom was running away from.
Oh, okay.
So he just said, "Let me just go to Chesterville. You'll never guess that she's there."
Yeah.
I think that's what I think.
So it was the perfect camouflage place.
Yes. So, but Chesterville was fine.
Yeah.
I think if I didn't stay there, I wouldn't have played soccer, to be honest, because that's just soccer. Yeah.
And I mean, just on that point, I mean, what were the other sports that if soccer wasn't a thing that you were really like fascinated about, but it kind of came to you?
I'm actually a very sporty guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of weird because I could play cricket.
Oh,
Okay.
I was actually quite good at cricket.
all rounder, better,
All rounder, everything, spinner, fast bowler. Especially like I remember in primary school, the teacher had to beg me to stop soccer and play cricket, and I was like, I don't know where to go, you know.
Yeah.
So it was okay. Hockey I couldn't play, but I know we played, but it was bad. You know?
But you picked up a hockey stick.
Yeah, I did, and there was a bit of golf, and athletics. That was with the school, but like mostly it was cricket or soccer. So
And I mean, better number one. Let's start there because
opener.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. Opener.
Okay, Quentin to cock.
Okay. That's why.
Okay, Quentin to cock. All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I think I enjoyed batting more than bowling, to be honest. But I had a friend of mine who, when he was bowling, he actually made me stop playing cricket.
Why?
Because he made me. He used the red ball, and we used to play with the tennis ball.
Yeah. Okay.
And he had like shin pads, you know, not shin pads, pads. And brought these kookaburra bats, you know. So at that time I didn't know. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And then he bowled this one ball. He actually hit me, you know, my manhood, and then I decided to stop playing.
Never came back.
Never came back.
You know what the first thing that cricketers put on when they're wearing their kit? It's that thing.
Oh yes, you're right.
It's the most important part of your kit.
You know, there's an actual story about that thing. It's like 18 something.
Yeah.
When the first the ball box was invented.
Yeah.
100 years later, a helmet was made. It took men 100 years to realize Guti Logia and this one is important.
Yeah. This one was more important.
100 years apart.
Manhood.
And then, you know, obviously going through, you know, the your upbringing in Durban and trying to navigate what your interests were, and then how did soccer end up being the one that really stuck and hit you?
I think I was lazy, to be honest. So they just said, hey, go and be a goalkeeper. So because my brothers actually liked and enjoyed playing soccer. So they bought older. Okay. So they used to drag me along. So I don't stay home alone and they get shouted at later when my mom comes back.
So all of you were in this.
Yeah, so we had to go together. And I was so bad that they made me a goalkeeper. So I think at that time I had no idea that I was decent. And until there's a coach that came, obviously from Chesterville, was interested. I don't know what I did that made him like me.
Reflexes, something.
Yeah, and then next thing is like, let's go to Golden Arrows. There's trials there. I think I was 12. So firstly I was like, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I was more an academics guy.
Okay.
I enjoyed my books.
Okay.
So firstly, my mom would never allow that. She was like, no way, you're not doing that. You're not going there.
Yeah.
So the trial started at 9.
Yes.
And I think at 9 I didn't have soccer boots.
Yes.
So I kept making these excuses to the guy who would say, if it's okay. So we went to the trials. They were at Howard College, UK. And so it's just walking distance, about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, firstly, I can transport. So I'm walking, it's far.
Yeah.
He said, okay, so organize me to land. Then and then he came and said, okay, I don't have boots. Now the guy's outside. And and then he got me boots.
Yeah.
When I got there, I remember it was Coach Mandla Ngazi.
Yeah.
They didn't even look at me again. They just said, okay, we're taking you.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
I was like, what the hell is happening here? And then I later realized it's okay, no, the height. So they just took me on height. It was never on merit. Yeah.
You haven't put it on gloves, nothing.
Nothing. I didn't have gloves.
You don't have gloves back in the day. And remember
I don't
the
have
ball
gloves.
back in the day, I leather.
That's what I hated the
Yeah.
most. Like these hot shots, and they come like, hey, these guys, they don't think. And I used to play with the older guys because my brothers were both older.
Yeah.
So I don't play with my age mates, and that made me angry because I was always like, I can't even talk to them. They just say, hey, Kore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember of your early attributes? Is it reflexes? Because I mean, it's actually probably one of the most progressive roles we probably have seen in the history of the game. When you think about wow, stop to what it is now, where
You have
they
to be a
literally-
ball playing.
Now,
Yeah,
if you
changing.
don't have it as a thing, it's become a thing. What do you remember of those early days that you thought maybe that you had? Okay, you said height. Maybe because you're younger, is it reflexes as well?
I think maybe. To be honest, I don't really know. I can't answer your question, but I can try and just try and get an answer somewhere out of my mind.
Yeah.
I think there was a time, I was not even at Arrows at that time. I think I saved the penalty. That was the first time I thought, okay, I'm
There's
actually good
something.
at this.
There's something.
Because I remember when I was pretty young, I was 12, there was a guy that was taller than me. We played for the same team in Chesterville. So he used to play all the time. I used to be on the bench. But I still went to training. So I'm trying to think what really pushed me, because when you're on the bench, you don't. It's almost like, you're useless, Until he left and went to another suburb or location. And then the coach was forced to play me because now
He's only got you. No?
yeah, but now I have to play. I have to be in there.
Yeah.
And then I think I saved the penalty. Then they started taking everything serious around me. So, hey, this is our goalkeeper. And I even had a banana because of Brian Baloy. Imagine.
Spider-Man.
I'll find out.
I was the captain. By Nkani. Yeah.
And then you get to Arrows. You spend quite a decent time at Arrows. How was it going through the ranks at Golden Arrows? I mean, this is obviously a team that's around your area, besides Amazulu and all the other clubs around Durban and KZN. What was it about Golden Arrows that made you stay that long and also progress through the ranks and maybe sharpen your skill as a goalkeeper?
Yo, that Arrows story is one for another day. But anyway, so I went to trial. I was 12.
Yeah.
I trialed for under 17.
Yes. For under 17?
Exactly. I told you, Gutinje, when I was young, I used to play with the older guys.
Wow.
I told you. So I went for under 17, and under 17 used to train at Sydenham at Tills. And when I stayed in Chesterville. And then, if you remember, there was a goalkeeper, Skepe Kanyeza.
Yes.
He was the coach at that time.
Yeah.
So I went to go train with them the first session. These guys, they're all older than me. I'm in primaries and they're in high school. I came back with toasties, maybe 3 this side, 3 this side. The first day I was, because when I got there, it was also Kumede was there, the goalkeeper.
Yes.
So they busy gearing up, they putting. I'm wondering, me, I just got my underwear and then I'm putting on my pants. Ne? The toasties I had. And then I decided, no, the next day, no. Coach, his name is Vula. Coach Vula, I'm going to under 15 because that was under 17.
Yes.
And those are my age mates.
Yeah.
So I called them.
He's still not your age mate.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, size of
It's like-
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I still got these burns here. I met the same coach Skebe yesterday. I think, Mina, so to me, that was like, okay, the end. I'm sure it's okay. I feel like Howard is closer to Chesterville. So, I'm from the Ripon. As much as it's closer, but the transport drops me off good in Azeka.
Yes, you have to walk.
Yeah, so now Howard is much closer, and I think as luck in life is we need it because at that time I trained very close to Chesterville. Why would they train there? There's so many fields.
Yeah.
Well, so them being there was just a blessing for me.
Yeah.
And I made it I started at that under 15.
Yeah.
Then I went 17, then I went 19. I think in my matric year I started at the first team training with under Coach Mushi.
Etugara.
Etugara.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the highlights. And we actually went to, was it Chicago with Arrows under 15?
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, and we played, I think I met Stanley there, Nwabali, if I'm not mistaken.
Nigerian goalkeeper.
Yeah. And then, but well, they killed us there. There's no wins.
I mean, first of all, anyone that chooses to be a goalkeeper, it's always an interesting pathway. You didn't choose it; it chose you in a way, and you kind of was imparted it. And then, like now, going through the ranks where there's number 1, there's number 2, and there's number 3.
Yeah.
And at times, number 1 cannot get injured.
Yeah.
That journey of being a number 2, a number 3, you training all the same, but game time is not guaranteed. You're young. What goes through a keeper? I mean, when all those things are happening around you.
You know, I actually thought about that coming year. That during like at Arrows, I was the number 1.
Yes.
From throughout the ranks.
Yes.
So when I got to the first team, well, I can see, okay, these are the guys that are starting here. But I'm not even in the session. I'm sitting outside. So that for me was like a shock with table. And I must go back down. These guys, they're older than me.
I don't belong here.
I don't belong here. So let me just go back down. And I tried to do that. Oh, the coach was so angry and the coach was squinting. So so he squints. I hope I don't get into trouble.
No, you won't.
I thought he's talking to the guy I relive that. So yeah, but to answer your question, it is one of the most difficult positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonje, when you're not playing, number 2 and okay, number 2 even because there's that thing, man. You see this guy, you have it.
Yes.
You have it. To be honest, you have that, but you try to be professional as well. You still need to bring your A game.
Yeah.
Abon and out. No. It is something that I can't give him a chance. Yeah, bro.
And what I mean, you've kind of started already by saying, I mean, obviously that number 2 is key, right, in pushing you.
Yeah.
Then if you are not number 1, what is important that time? Doing the job of a guy who's pushing Oganye, coach. Can I go? Can I do this?
Yeah.
I mean, how much is game time important for someone who's not playing in that period for obviously your own development?
I remember it happened when I got to Wits. You must remember I'm from Durban.
Yes.
I'm from Real Kings. I've had a great season.
Yes.
We're number 3 on the log. And then Wits starts to try to poach me. I get dropped. They play another keeper. We drop. We don't even make playoffs now.
Yeah.
So I come to Wits. I'm coming to Wits in Gazgat. It's Popeye, Darren Kids.
Yes.
He's a Bafana International.
Yes.
He's playing.
Yes.
So Ricardo, what is going through your mind? What
are you doing there at this club?
Stay where you are. But from NFD to PSL, every player wants that. We want to be on TV, you know. And I got to it. I was frustrated. Alone in Joburg. I don't know anyone when I came here.
Really?
No, not even one person. Yeah, banned that weather.
All year round
Typical
people.
Durbanite.
Yeah.
I'm just frustrated. I'm trying to answer your question about being a second choice, and there was Brighton and Flong as well. Yeah, just left Pirates.
Yeah.
So I was up against it. And like you say, sometimes when you just work hard not without having a goal, but just work hard and just focus on working hard. Results will fall. And they did fall because I met Vuyo Mere. He was there that season.
Yeah.
And Ngangihlala ngete Rosebank. So I stayed in Rosebank.
Yeah.
That's cheesy, yeah. I stayed in Rosebank.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
Rosebank, yeah.
It wasn't so bad. This job of life wasn't so bad.
I did stay in Rosebank, and I did. Now I don't stay there anymore, but I just stayed there once. So when I stayed there, then Vuyo suggested, would say, "Vele, you stay alone, and we actually with Gavin, you go home early." You do. His trainings are
Some
short.
things will never change.
They never do. So he was like, "What are you complaining?" I didn't have a car also. So I told Spider, "No, what I'll do, I'll drop you after training. Let's come to gym in the morning before training, and then hit the gym after training."
Yeah.
I think I did that for 4 months, and I didn't know at that time because
Yes.
and in January, I actually got a chance against Pirates, and we lost 1-0. Then the next game, I get a chance against Black Leopards Nedbank Cup.
Yes.
Okay, Goss saves penalties now, 3 penalties. I immobile.
Things are picking up.
Next game, we play Chipper.
Yeah.
Popeye had just played against Libya. We qualified, I think, for the AFCON, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So we came back on the Thursday, we played the Friday. He played, and we played against Chipper, lost 4-4.
Yeah.
Next game, we play Pirates again. Then okay, with Gavin, it was very, like, you didn't see the starting lineup. It was unpredictable. Past 5, past 7. I'm starting. I'm panicking.
Against Pirates.
Against Pirates.
At Orlando, at
Bidvest.
At Wits, okay.
So we know 1-0. And then Popeye is asking me, "Did you know you're playing?" So yeah, just to answer that, even when you're number 2, you can push awako, you never know what can happen.
You mentioned Vuyo Mere, and there were so many senior players that you played with at different stages of your career, at Arrows, Real Kings, Wits. But in the early days, coming from NFT to Wits, how important were those senior players like a Vuyo Mere, like a Darren Keat, to sort of mold a young Ricardo Goss coming from a totally different environment to come to Joburg where it's even more pressure to try and succeed?
I think I like that question because it reminds me of the late Papi Fati.
Yes.
I knew Wits wanted me when I was at Kings, so he came over to Kings. I think that's where he posted. No, he went to another team anyway.
Yes.
At Real Kings, he did come on trial, and when he got there, he actually told me, "No, Kevin's interested in you, and it's a good chance for you." And your Monip had just left.
Yes.
So Popeye is there. You can try and push Poppy.
Yes.
And Papi really, like, may so rest in peace, but he actually made me want to go because I was like, I got a new contract with Kings, and I'm at home.
I'm alright.
I'm alright. And then he was like, "No, give it and go challenge yourself."
Yeah.
And I did go there, and it wasn't easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But look at where I am now.
And that influence from Vuyo to say to you, "Look, come with me. I'll be able to like sort of help you here and there." I mean, he was a seasoned professional before you got to Wits.
Because another thing that you must know, which professionalism at Wits was like there.
Yeah.
At Arrows, we used to do gym, but not like at Wits. Like the gym is here, everything is here. There's breakfast, there's lunch, everything is here. So that was like a shock. Teams are like this, like like
I'm with the Premier League now.
So, and then I started like I don't know Vuyo. It was even Keegan Ritchie. Samik Tuti used to join us. So those guys, and like there's so much experience now that you talk about it in that team with even Popeye. Like Popeye is your weird character, but he's very. He'll encourage you to be like, you'll be the best. Vila was also there. Who else? Nonyane Hloni was there. Who else? There was a Simon Murray. I don't know if you remember
Simon
him.
Murray, yeah.
Simon Murray was there. It was a good time. I had a good time there. I think that's one of the most professional teams I've ever played for.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
When the status got bought, was it a hard sort of feeling from the players that have actually represented Wits over the years? I mean, 99 years of history just gone like that. How difficult was it to accept for players that had been at Wits before?
I think it was just one of those unfortunate cases for like players like Ovila, like Tyson, Coach Gavin
That's
also.
right, yeah.
He had stayed there for like a while, yabo. Even for me, because I felt like that was like, okay, Ricardo, this is a national team now. You're in there.
Yeah.
Yabo, you've cemented your place.
Yeah.
Saying I just still to Joburg live. Yabo. And then boom, that happens out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I just signed a new contract. I'm like, okay, another 5 years, Ricardo, you here. Saying be comfortable. Saying I rent back here, man. Saying,
but no.
I can't move like that.
You can't move like that. No, you were supposed to go to Central. Hey, what happened? Houghton.
Hey, I went straight to Randburg. I had no idea what Randburg was. I just went there because, like, I think I bought a property there. Yeah. So I just moved there, and then, like, when you're starting to go to Uber comfortable, it's okay. This is my space.
Yeah.
And then that happens. Most of the players, like Butlem Kwanazi, they don't have teams because they're legends of the club. Like Tyson, and Velegwenze, like I feel like if it's something that can be avoided, then it's something that should be avoided.
Yeah.
What's going on in the mind? I mean, I'm pretty sure as players, you're feeling it, you're sensing it, something big is about to change. I mean, you said you've just signed a contract. Personally, private life, I mean, how are you balancing all those things? I mean, are you agent? Can you make some moves? What is going on behind the scenes where there's this uncertainty that's about to happen in your life?
I think shock us all, to be honest. Like I wasn't expecting it because you sign a contract in March, they tell you in May the team is being sold. So
increment in
that year we told 3 different salaries from Wits. So back so they wanted to sell me at a higher price, obviously. So the contract, if it's bigger, then if you figure sometimes is of out of that big deal.
Yes.
But I
can buy a property now in Randburg.
That's why I bought a place in Randburg. But when I think about from Roseman to Randburg,
No, Ricardo, you went the opposite direction.
I know.
Obviously.
Started high.
Yeah, you came in hot.
I should have started in Randburg, yes to Roseman. Yeah. But like, that Wits, that was one of the most professional teams ever. Even at Ulang Sundowns on my
Wow.
Like they're set up, the stadium is here, the clubhouse is here, the gym is here, the fields are here, and there's so many fields.
Yes.
The offices are here. I don't mind SuperSport gym lapa, local lapa, But if I feel like they shouldn't have sold the club.
And I mean, some of us, we know Premier League from a fan point of view, and you've said something very important there that. There's different levels of professionalism, and you've obviously gone through different sides. Is it purely the Joburg run teams, or what is it exactly that for a player? Obviously it's welcoming, all these things, your family being involved. What exactly for Wits, for Sundowns that separates themselves to the rest of the other clubs?
No, I'll be honest, the salary.
Yeah.
So honest, the salary, like there's a difference.
Yeah.
And as normal, in Joburg, they chasing success.
Yes.
So obviously demand is high for success.
Yes.
So teams are gonna pay more.
Yes.
I think, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, I remember even this adverse, this other time they had this brush. And cleaning. And so when you step out on, like, from the field to the change room, you brush your legs.
That hockey thing there.
So
you got real kids. You got golden arrows.
Yeah, it's only Bona Kwaya Manzi. The poor kings will fully paget and have So lami ngithi hey ngeke la kumnandi angifuni ukuhamba yonke into la you even get these small socks phela ku Red Kings bengijima lama socks amangaka manje la sengithola amancane bro yabo nje
It's nice.
ku right yonke into nokudla kwala kumnandi nje angidli noma yini like yabo like even like indlela abangitreata ngayo hey
Your nutrition now.
exactly ne jacket ebhalwe number we Kings bengine jacket it's ebhalwe number man yabo so I think like Joburg teams actually like professionalism yabo it's on another level.
And I used to hear Kevin never, for example, I mean, when you're traveling to some games, some teams maybe might be a day or two or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to hear Kevin didn't believe in too much time away.
Camp basically.
Yeah.
He's not a believer in camp. Yabo nje into emnandi with Kevin at home you don't camp.
Yes.
You meet like at the stadium, there's even the food there, bruh. There's like in olives and plates or something.
Yes. By a country.
Anyway, we used to meet there like at 4. It came tapping or past 7, and it's like walking distance. That's why I said like that was quite an institution.
Yes.
Like one of the
Makes sense,
yeah. So he doesn't like camping, and numbers in Galuk tried and to camp. And okay, kumnandi mozokwazi control.
Yes.
Because you don't wanna misbehave.
Yes.
Yeah. And then mesifike manje la ish.
You're compromised.
Yeah. So but he doesn't believe in camping, and I think most of the players that played under him, they loved that. They loved that.
It's always a home-based.
Yeah, uhlala endlini nje.
How was it like though working with Gavin? I mean, you worked with him at what Wits and the SuperSport, yeah. How was it? I mean, we've had him on the show obviously, and you know we saw a different side to Gavin, and we've had players like Dane Clay and who else that was here? That was coached by Coach Gavin. Lyle Foster has been here. Lila Kay, Lila Kay has been here. My bad. I think maybe it's a message to Lyle Foster.
Must pull through.
Yes. They always speak about him as somebody that's so demanding and wants success because of the experience that he's had for a very long time in South African football. For Ricardo Goss, and maybe you would not have worked with him specifically as a goalkeeper because you have separate coaches in terms of the department. But how was he as an overall manager of that environment?
Hey, at first, that guy can shout.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to that. I'm a Durban boy. It's just nje. That guy will shout and like kissing too. And then it took the goalkeeper coach Tyron, the one who's at Paris now. Ati, come here, Kwasi. And he can speak Zulu. So that I enjoyed that. It's okay. This guy, he's colored, he can speak Zulu.
Yes.
So I can learn a lot from him. I said, no, this guy's like this. When he shouts at you, it means he actually likes you. If I say it
doesn't care.
It's hard. It was hard for me to understand at that time. But the older I got, I went, should go back to this contact. But then, why always on my case? Pachena is very demanding, and there's a side of you have to fight on the field. Like you be ruthless. Because I was more of like a reserve goalkeeper, not talking like. It's
gonna be sour on the field and practice and all that.
So and it was like, because when you stop whining and moaning, you must retire. So most are moan should call lento usalangazele. So that's one thing I learned, and yangenza ngaba besine enge grounding man. Yadini ukuthi ayisiyadliwa. Like it made me a sore loser because of that. He brought out some of the qualities I don't think guys will approve me.
And some of the coaches that goalkeeper coaches specifically that you've worked under that have imparted a lot to who you are today. Who are they, and what are those things that have imparted to you? As much as we say this role of yours has probably changed over the years.
I'm coming with you with dead people. Arthur Partman.
Yes.
Wow.
May his soul rest in peace. That came out wrong from my side. But I think he had just come from Chiefs.
Yes.
So and I was a big NFT that time. So we were fighting our way back. I used to be angry. And when I'm angry, you can see because in Yatula, I can be quiet for the whole week.
Yo,
Because in nobody.
Yeah.
Yabo. So, and this other time, like Ngalwa Nai,
Yes.
he had to call the chair lady, man.
Yeah.
So she came. After 2 weeks being a column, she made me speak. She literally had to, "How got a course? We are cool as say America." And I laughed. So I think Arthur was just one of those. I think he cared about like he had no business caring push. He had no business doing that because he was a coach. Tyron from Paris, who's at Paris now. Just one elevator, man. But then there's also Coach Wendell, who's now at Amazulu.
He was at Wits with you.
He was
right?
at yes. So I think even Lucky Shiburi, the national team goalkeeper coach, and now Coach Grant. I've just been lucky with these coaches that have played the game and that have got experience and bang pusher for no reason. For no reason. Because when you think about it, they had no business pushing me. But now, if the Bafia bang Chimis and Jack but they keep bang news. And
I mean, I keep saying it's a special breed goalkeepers because, but like now when you're dealing with different types of coaches, there's that element of who you are. You might know yourself who you are, or you're still learning about yourself. And then this goalkeeping coach brings the or maybe this one, maybe we'll focus on your
footwork.
This one. So how do you then
The technicalities.
take a bit of everyone, or how does that relationship work?
Because I want to try to
Yes.
time now try to
Yes.
figure out what I end help me so about yo but mase usukuhlanganisa konke uyabona okay this can mold me into a better person yabo ngiyakwazi ukutshontsha lapha ngihlanganise but ngesikhathi kusenzeka now so it's like a cultural shock or whatever. It's almost something like that with coach kodwa indawo manje wasungenza isinto kanje like about the difference with coach Grant now and Coach Tyron. Coach Grant is going to make me run. He likes running like laps. Long long dives. So but it's something that we have to adapt. I think in every field as a career no mayipi move from this to this manager to the other ubanzima kodwa ukadjusta kwakho kwenza ukuthi kusheshe ube comfortable now.
What was the period then where you found the hardest, where maybe your skill set now has been challenged completely, and now you still want to be number one, but yet you have to now to make the goalkeeper coach happy and the coach happy?
I think it was at Sundowns.
Okay.
Because at that time I was not even playing. So man, you Sundowns we're doing total different to Tyrone, who Coach Wendell. Different. Totally different. The way I need to dive, the way I need to catch, the way I need to pass the ball. So man, and if I start down what
application.
What's the point of all of this stuff?
And I'm saying in 26 or 20. I'm used to this. Why before no change? Even the goalkeepers, because I feel like every team or every coach so once you don't do it that way, then
out.
That's why I had to adapt to that as well, and it was not easy because I think when you're not playing, then you have to change in your foot. Yes, I
can buy incentive now and move from Randburg. Now I can go to I've got a tenant now in Randburg. I live in
that. So, but then to fear grounding, frustrated. Angengidlalela ngijima indlela engajwayele kuningi nje la ngisendawana right in Ricardo Goss kwenzakalani right la ukhona yabo, but then I had to adapt and I think I was lucky to even go on loan to SuperSport because they were not allowing it, but because they wanted Ronwen. I'm going to say, maybe now it's time to get back in the national team. But I'm going to
national team. Let's speak about that because that's also a big part of your career. I mean, you've gone to the previous AFCON with Bafana Bafana. Did very well there. I heard someone speak about this. I'm just forgetting the name. He was speaking on a different media platform, and he said, when you guys gathered, and I think it was in Cape Town, for a camp, everybody had a feeling that this AFCON, in Stellenbosch, that this AFCON, you guys could do something totally amazing. How was that AFCON experience for you?
I think a little believe it, Kale, when we played Morocco at FNB, I think we beat it, was it 2-0 or 2-1?
2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah, I think that's where people started believing it. Like Morocco, we all knew they're going to be the finalists or the same, about the top four. But you know, your Morocco's, your Egypt, it's okay. These are the compete. So after that, we not best not believe. And when we played Morocco in the AFCON, you could see it by sub.
We know already.
They were scared of us, to be honest. Like, Wubon was like, gonna know Hakimi, all these superstars.
I'm Bonilizo. Tough times.
But the AFCON, like the way we had so much belief. It was namang believe let us believe let us believe because everything was just, and I think what the coach and I totally credit because the way LB emphasized you guys are better than them. You guys are better than them. And now we start believing it's okay. Now I'm actually better. At least we beat Morocco. We went away to play with Ivory Coast. We got a draw, and Ivory Coast won the competition. And everyone. To be honest, everyone in the AFCON, they didn't want to play South Africa. Nobody wanted to play us.
Really?
Because basically, it's a dark horse. Basically, your team, Lezo. Melo alash. Lala pants. So actually, Jesus, so good too.
Those early parts of, we see the crowd. I think the Bloemfontein game for me still stands out. How epic! I think
amazing.
Springboks, we know everyone on any given Sunday, people are there.
But it's rare to see Bafana.
I'm saying
crowds like
we've seen that Bafana rise, being part maybe of that journey where empty stadium to now everyone wants to be part of the Bafana journey in the story. That feeling being on the inside where empty crowds, coach is now telling you guys believe, but then results start coming. How was that feel, that journey?
When you check the teams I played for, I've never played in a packed stadium.
Wow.
So avoided that Bloom game, I'll never forget that. I didn't play, but I don't think saying I will granted like so many South Africans. And they cheering and singing, excitement, the whole vibe.
And they even ran onto the pitch.
I know. and then not just Bloom, PE as well.
PE as well,
and Cape Town.
Cape Town
was also full. So I think Joburg, J. Colin thing right now.
FNP,
but Messi Orlando.
I get you.
you. But like to answer that, when it's packed, not a feeling that's important. Because we might not say this, but like the fact that some Springboks are support J and support J. We think about it. We do think about it. What can we do? But now, not the team as up your game. If you up your game, then bias they're gonna come. They're gonna and they're gonna be negative from the start because the coach is building. But once you start getting results, we bring it.
Has there been a period where all three national teams in the last, let's say, 3 years, where finals, semi-finals, Bafana,
Proteas,
Springboks doing there's been a period where our three main national teams have been unbelievable. It's actually amazing to hear someone from the other side saying, you keep an eye, on what's happening.
We do. And I even watched the cricket, but I stopped watching the cricket. Man, maybe if you have a tournament, if it's Angas,
now you're off rampy. You're off rampy.
About the finals. The other side, I wonder. Again, because the other side is, Bafana, happy times. Is it? You've come from the NFT side. You've experienced tough times. You're playing for a badge that is won the leagues before, back to back. You've had some unbelievable coaches. this period right now where, I mean, even Coach Gavin had to be let go. How is that experience now of SuperSport United, where now you
Have to
literally
fight.
fighting for your status, and status is something that you also know how, you know, it's been lost before. How's that now experience of, it looks good at the moment, but how's that feeling of being part of SuperSport, the fighting for relegation?
I don't think anyone wants to be in that, because khona izinto ojwayele ukuzenza man, you can't even go to the garage and put petrol, you know, because people are asking you, and you can just imagine me ngikhala ngopetrol if I'm going to the shopping center. Hey, what's happening with SuperSport, yabo? It becomes so difficult now. So can man so talent no safun upum, yabo, and ugcina so fight against yourself. Like, where is the problem? Yabo, and we hadn't won in a while now, so we just won one game, and then we get 2 weeks match of not playing. So we wanted to play after we won, yabo, but relegation is tough, guys. That is, my teams that do it every season. I don't know how they manage that. It's tough mentally. But like extend we are full exhausted. And you know you're gonna have to run. You're gonna have to do the things you don't want to do because you're down there. So you need to do it into us. You would say, hey, number 4, number 16. We need to run. We're watching games. This one they must not win. And like the sooner you get out of there, like now you have to pray.
Skill is always there. I mean, and we know obviously maybe in recent times SuperSport is not buying players. I mean, maybe it doesn't have the access to be, you know, buying maybe quality or whatever the guys who've, you know. So now that you're going through that journey where maybe they're not buying as much, you're looking at yourselves. Is it now a lot of meetings amongst the players where you say, guys, in this situation, how do you deal with the situation that you find yourselves in as players?
Hey, we've had a lot of meetings. We have meetings with senior players, meetings with the juniors. Like, like mentally, you just want to be out of there as soon as possible. Because like my meetings I train because you start finding like small faults on our okay, I'm 1 minute late. I'm 1 minute late. But it's those small margins. But like I hope we win and we get out of there.
Ricardo Goss at 31, what does the future hold for him?
Hey, I don't know. Like when you say 31, you
Still got another 10 years.
As a keeper, 10 years.
Honestly, I'd like to play an AFCON to actually be on the field. And I've never actually won silverware while playing. I do have medals, like I was Sundowns for winning the league, but I was not like regular starter. So I think 35 I should be okay. 4 years or so, I wanna try and achieve something, you know, as a regular starter. Because my career has been like more bigger, starting, not starting. It's been unlike more compared to Ronan has been just Ronan. So for me, with Namanje, I'm on loan. I don't even know what the hell is gonna happen at the end of the season. But the future for me, I just wanna play the AFCON. That atmosphere that's like one of the places you want to be, because I've never been to the World Cup, obviously. But the AFCON, like the atmosphere, the vibe, you're kind of like, abantu, like, hey, Africa Sud. I was like, that whole thing, like, it was now feeling at saying,
He's actually hyping me up
Africa Sud. So yeah, I think play an AFCON and Nzamuguna something like maybe Netbank, MTN8, calling or the league, playing, because that's what I don't have at the moment.
Ricardo Goss here at the All Rounders podcast. None of Pongona's got one more.
Top 5.
Oh yes.
Top 5.
Oh yes. This is the fun part.
Top 5 we've been talking about five-a-side.
Yeah.
Funeka goalkeeper kuphela. No,
Top
just
five.
Top five.
Ricardo Goss's top 5 goalkeepers of all time in South Africa.
Maybe start with top 5 you've played with, or you've played against, and then your all-time G, no matter what.
Okay, let me start with the ones I've played with. Monip.
Slim cut.
That's number 1.
Okay.
Then it's Ito.
Oh, okay.
It was difficult.
Okay.
Reflexes.
Then the Senzo, the late Senzo.
Yo.
That was I played with.
Yeah.
I'd have to do justice to Darren Keith.
Popeye?
Popeye. Number 5.
Calvin Malin.
I didn't play with him.
Calvin.
I'm not that old.
Calvin, no.
Number 5. Oh no. Am I on the spot?
And Sundance.
Oh, Ibo. Dennis
Dennis.
Onyango.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
There's even Kennedy. Oh no, I feel bad. Okay, there's just 5.5 Kennedy. 5.5.
Dennis and
Kennedy, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then like
Your all-time.
All time
doesn't have to be South African.
doesn't have to be South African.
Okay, Brian Baloyi.
House.
Spider.
Number 1.
Spider.
Manuel Neuer.
Noya. Yeah.
Ike Casillas.
Ika Casillas.
Saint Ika.
South Africa's number 1. Oh my God, I didn't count Ronan.
Yeah, you didn't.
Okay, let's put Ronan there.
Ranza.
And let's put Kune because those two, yeah, that's
The Chiefs had a period where they just.
yeah.
They produced.
Yeah. I think Babale Bonka, even if they're being DM Instagram when they see this podcast.
You're covered. You are covered.
So that was a one thing.
Yeah.
Opposite now. A practice in that one striker you just thought.
Oh, yeah.
I
don't wanna
all the time.
Yeah, get you. You put it on the spot. Okay, what's in Kalamo? I know I was scoring always. Kermit Erasmus. That guy can score from any
Anywhere.
angle. He used to kill me and I used to be angry. Because you know when you're beaten, like you're beaten once, okay, this guy, I didn't
no
see.
chance.
Yeah, but khona lokhu betha bonke okay bengibona ukuthi yanga lo awuzoshaya opposite njalo. Kize ngiyibuza ukuthi kwenzakalani la.
Kermit.
Kermit. Umshishi ngiyamvimbela. Okay. Kermit kuba nje sin strike. Bradley Grobler.
Oh,
Underrated.
The sniper. Oh,
Underrated.
the sniper, yeah.
Underrated. Okay, Samir is my cake.
Yeah.
Nokovic is my cake. He's my cake. I think those two strikers, like ngiyahluleka ukuba reader.
Yes.
Yeah. And then laba engazi ukuthi amakhekhe ami Saile.
Okay.
That one is my cake.
Don't expose. Not yet expose.
I got Samir Nokovic as well. I'm very close with Samir.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to count it. We always have a battle every day training. I'm Shishi. Karamloy.
Yum
Yam. Who else? Oh, Lisedi, Kapinga. And then Lilac, that is my cake. Lalas. Yeah, that's my top 5. That's my top 5.
All right. Ricardo Goss, thank you so much for your time. Oh, absolutely amazing. We wish you all the best. I know AFCON is just around the corner. It's a few more months. We are praying that, and it's a nice battle. It's always so nice to see two goalkeepers actually having a very good contest between yourself and Ronwin. There's other guys as well. Bruce as well has been in the fold as well. So to have a set of quality goalkeepers at South Africa's disposal is always a great thing. So we wish you all the best for AFCON. We wish you
United States. Don't forget about United
all the
States.
best for qualifying for the World Cup, because we all want to go to the World Cup.
And this is not one liar.
I want to go to.
Under Trump and the
I want to go to.
Afrique du Sud.
Afrique du Sud. So all the best for that. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, gents.
Like always, please like, subscribe, and of course comment on all of these videos and content that we put out. Who knows, there'll be somebody else that's sitting where Ricardo Goss is sitting now. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the All Rounders podcast. Thank you.